kids. Fuck the kids? Yeah.
When I say, who's the master? You say,
What is up, guys? Showing up the King here, back with another video, and today I'm doing a special kind of video. As you guys can tell from the thumbnail, we are days past the Hasbro Haslab event for G.I. Joe and the Sky Striker, and today I wanted to talk about, is the Sky Striker overpriced? Are we being screwed by Hasbro, by Haslab? Does the Sky Striker cost too much money? Again, I've been hearing this, in my comments, on other videos from other YouTubers, different forums that I'm a part of. I'm a part of a lot of G.I. Joe communities. And again, I have heard people say that they think that the Sky Striker is way too much money. It should not be this much. It should be sold in stores and not be doing it as a HasLab. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of come on here and talk about why I personally think that not only is the Sky Striker well priced, but I would also counter that not only is it well priced, it's actually a investment piece. But again, I'll get to that much later. So what I wanted to do is just come on here with factual proof and just kind of talk to you guys in the community to kind of see if we can come to a general consensus on this, on whether or not these HasLab projects are scams or are they, $1 million companies trying to screw the fans over, whatever. Again, I've heard it all. So I am here today to kind of present the case that it is not. And again, no, I'm not being paid by Hasbro. I'm not even big enough to be on Hasbro's radar. But again, I do buy high-end action figures and I do buy low-end regular retail action figures. So again, I do think that I am in a position where I can have input on this that makes sense. And again, like I said, I have my information ready to present, and I want to get to that. Now, one thing I do want to talk about first, though, is I want to talk about the pre-order process yesterday. Well, not yesterday because today's Monday, so I would say on Saturday, I am pleasantly surprised to say that again, Target and Hasbro did the damn thing when it came to their pre-order. So at 4 o'clock, because again, I am a Hasbro premium member, I was able to pre-order and get my Zartan, the con exclusive. I was able to get Spirit, Storm Shadow, basically all the G.I. Joes that were available on Hasbro Pulse's website, I was able to get. But I was also able to go to Target at 5 o'clock. Well, not at 5 o'clock, probably around 5:15, 5:20. The links for the Target, I think it was the Tiger Force Bat and the Tiger Force, it was 2 Target exclusives, and they both were available. No issues whatsoever. I was able to get both, and it was limited to 2 each, and I was able to get 2 of each, and I had no problems. So again, I would say that Target held to the end of the bargain, and no one was able, everybody that wanted it was able to go and get it. So again, I said I would report back in on that. So again, it does look like the G.I. Joe brand is starting to turn around. All right, so let's get into the topic at hand. The Hasbro Pulse Sky Striker. So you guys can see here, I have it already pulled up, and I just wanted to talk about, in general, what is being said about the Sky Striker and why people feel like it should be a retail release and not a HasLab. So again, from what I heard, people were saying, yo, the Sky Striker released about 10 years ago, and it was about $30 or $40. You bought it in store, and Hasbro is being greedy. If they wanted to, they could just re-release the Sky Striker again, put it in retail, and it shouldn't cost more than $40 to $50. It should definitely not be $220, which it is currently at. And I'd also like to add that as of this moment when I'm recording this video, the Sky Striker has about 3,700 backers right now towards a goal of 10,000. So as you can see here, we are about 3,800 backers with still 43 days to go. So it's well on its way to be funded. So what I would say to people who think that the Sky Striker 10 years ago was $40. Why is it $220 now? I'll explain to you why later, but let's kind of break down how retail works. And again, like I said, I am not a retail expert, but I do know there is a big difference between mass produced low quality items and higher end high quality items. So again, if your goal was to get a Sky Striker that was just like it was in the 80s, and you just wanted it to be the same exact Sky Striker with the same exact features just re-released, I can understand that. I can understand that, and for that release, I could see that I still don't think it would be $20 or $30 because I think that's exactly what the His Tank and the other little chopper from the Cobra side was. So even if the regular vintage Sky Striker came back out and it was back on shelves, I still think it would be a $49.99 or $59.99 item just because of inflation and just the amount to produce right now. And that's your base like rehash of the same Sky Striker. Now, what people are doing though, which I think is unfair, is I think people are comparing this Haslab Sky Striker to be the exact same thing as the Sky Striker from the 80s, which it is not. And that's where I think the similarities disappear because this Sky Striker is not the same Sky Striker that you're going to be getting. It is a brand new sculpt. It is modernized while still maintaining the aesthetic look of the vintage. Plus, it is coming with a host of additional features that makes it more expensive. Again, as you can see here in some of my photos here, again, I talked about this already briefly, but again, you can see here that it has like a weapons cart. It has like a fueling truck as well. Again, the actual fueling truck can go into the Sky Striker itself. Again, it comes with 2 cloth parachutes instead of the little plastic ones that came with the original one. And then later on, it actually ended up coming with only just 1 parachute. And because again, there was never any 2 pilots. And again, this Sky Striker is actually coming with 2 pilots finally versus the other one that was just the 1. Again, this one actually has a multitude of weapon loadouts. It has like small bombs, mini bombs, and big bombs that all come with effect pieces. The thrusters have effect pieces. Again, one of the other biggest things that a lot of people complained about with the original Sky Striker was that when you pull down the landing gear and extend the wings, the actual landing gear comes down. This one will have a separate system that retracts and detracts the wings, so that now either way you can have the wings up or down. I mean the wheels up or down, no matter independent of the actual wings. Which again, I think is a vast improvement. This thing, if you actually look on the other side here, it comes with the black wings. Like again, that was another thing that vintage collectors always wanted was the black wings with the Sky Striker, and this one comes with black wings and white wings. It comes with multiple bombs with decals, and it comes with look at all these decals. Look at these decals. I mean, this, you can't honestly with a straight face say that this is the same Sky Striker that you want to get for $40. It's just not the same Sky Striker. Like this Sky Striker would never be on shelves if it was mass produced. That's the thing about Haslab. Like Haslab gives collectors the opportunity to get figures that would never be bought to mass production in a Target, Walmart, or whatever. So yes, if you want that original Sky Striker with the bare bones that was from the back in the day, yes, I think that you can say that should be $30, $40, but this is not that Sky Striker. It just isn't. It's a more advanced, more upgraded Sky Striker that fits the aesthetic more of a higher end action figure for the 3¼ inch scale line. Now, what I want to do to kind of further that opinion is, right now, if you were to try to find even a Sky Striker from the 80s, how much would you have to pay for that? So let's take a look. So I've already done the honors of pulling up eBay, and as you can see here, we're looking at, this is like fully complete 100% Sky Striker, $306. And here we have another one. Vintage Sky Striker, ace missing, $179. Here we go. G.I. Joe Sky Striker, 1983 vintage, 100% complete, near mint condition with ace figure, $685. $685. Like, this is what vintage collectors are going through right now if they want to complete their collection. If you want a Sky Striker, you're paying $250, $190, $349, $600, $200. And again, I've already told you guys, when I was at Baltimore Comic Con, they had a Sky Striker for $400. So for me, like, if you right now, if you don't have a Sky Striker and you want a Sky Striker, your only option is to get one after the aftermarket version. And again, people were saying, hey, there was a Sky Striker that was released about 10 years ago. Yeah, I pulled that one up too. The only one that I could reasonably find was on, this is the 30th anniversary version, and it's $289 on Amazon. And this one is not even an exact replica of the old Sky Striker. This is a one pilot, one seat. It's not the same. And again, $289. So to me, I'm like, I'm not going to complain about a $220 Sky Striker from Hasbro when you have other things on the third-party market that are double that price already, or triple sometimes. And again, like I said before, as a person who collects a lot of higher-end action figures, this is not new news. And again, I'll show you again. So here, I collect Hiya Toys, and Hiya Toys has a 1/18 scale Aliens Burning Armored Personal Carrier. Now, this was from the Aliens movie. Again, it has lights and it has flame effects. These are higher end action figures. And again, $299. Now, could they have released this thing in stores? Because again, Hiya Toys are available in Walmart, in GameStop. But again, this is a $300 action figure that you're probably not going to be able to find in stores, because again, it's a higher price point that people are not just going to grab off the shelf and buy. But again, it has the details and it has the feature that adult collectors want. And again, it's not like everything in this line is expensive, because again, you have Predators here that are $20 that you can see here on the side. Battle Damage Predators, $20. Invisible Jungle Predators, $20. You know, things of that nature. Again, I can go to the other things in this brand. RoboCop, you know, they have RoboCop now. These are all sold out. $20 RoboCops, all 1/18 inch scale. And again, the reason why I bring this up is because when you get to more, the higher the quality, the more it's going to cost. And that's basically what I'm trying to explain to people. It's like, this is not your run-of-the-mill plastic Sky Striker. This is a high-quality Sky Striker. The only thing that it's not doing is putting like die-cast metal in it. Like, but again, if you look at this Sky Striker, you cannot honestly sit here and tell me that this is the exact same Sky Striker that you should be able to buy in store. It's just not. It's a higher-end piece of. I mean, look at this. Look at that. They took the time. Like, it's like Hasbro came in and they looked at everything that people complained about over the last 40 years about the Sky Striker, and they basically went in there and they added it. They added jet propulsion to the ejection sheets. They went on ahead and did claws for the parachutes. They added in the actual co-pilot, which we never got before. I mean, I think they went through and they did what they were supposed to do. Now, also in my other video, I mentioned that I also collect Battle for the Stars figures. This is something that's done by Joy Toy. Now, this here is a 1/18 scale mech. Okay, $169.99. This is a 1/18 scale mech. Again, it comes with pouches. It comes with extra guns. It comes with a figure. The figures for Hiya Toys. I'll show you. Like, these things are not cheap. You can buy a single figure for $34.99. Like, your standard 1/18 scale G.I. Joe figure is like $12. But these things are like $34. They're 3 times that amount. But people buy these things. These things sell out because they have the quality. It's not just a reprinted version of a 1/18 scale figure. And again, I know this is not an exact replica, but again, I'm just trying to give you guys an idea that when you deal with higher quality stuff, this is what comes along with it, is a cost. So that's why I honestly think that the Sky Striker is well priced. And again, I told you at the beginning that you can look at this as an investment piece, because once you buy the Sky Striker at $220, I can guarantee, well, I can't guarantee, but I can almost guarantee that that thing will either double or triple in price once it's released. Because just like with the Haslab Sentinel, just like with Galactus, there are people who basically hate on it when it first comes out, but once it actually gets released, they always have buyer's remorse and they end up having to pay more. So I guarantee you, if you pay now for a $220 Sky Striker, once it actually hits the market, you'll be able to sell that thing for $500 easy. Easy. So to me, or you can just keep it in. Again, they're not going to remake this. So like this isn't going to be something that you're going to find on shelves in 6 to 8 months or a couple of years down the line. Once this is done and it's reproduced, you'll never see it in stores again. So this thing will only collect in value as time goes on. So you can honestly look at this as a vintage collector's piece and still be happy. So all in all, like I said, I don't want this video to be like 15, 20 minutes, but we're getting on to 15 minutes. I honestly, I welcome people to challenge what I have to say in the comment section. Let's just keep it respectful. But again, in all honesty, I don't see why anybody would have an issue with this. And if you do, you don't have to buy it. But again, I still think we need to get past this whole calling Hasbro crooks again, they're a company at the end of the day. They're not doing this they're not doing this out of the kindness of their heart. They're doing this to make money. So at the end of the day, if they can find a balance between making as much money as possible while also pleasing the fans, then it's a win-win for everybody. Now, one thing that I will say before I go is that with this kind of cost, Hasbro does not have the same leeway when it comes to quality control. So while I will praise them for bringing out the Sky Striker, as with the Haslab Sentinel, where it had the whole situation with the bad knees and not putting them and they not using ratchet joints on the knees and causing problems, that is unacceptable, and they need to make sure that with the Rancor, and with the Sky Striker, that they don't repeat those kind of issues. So again, let me know what you guys think. Comment in the section below. Thumbs up the video. Share the video. This is Showing Up the King, and I'll see you in my next G.I. Joe video some other time. Peace.